TunePocket.com. TunePocket.com.
Welcome to another episode of the Sean Farrell Podcast. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. And let's get right to it. Triggers for people with depression. Shopping, holidays, certain songs. When things are going well, they fear that bad things will happen shortly thereafter. Certain scents, happy or romantic movies, crowds, seeing people hug or kiss, breaking a nail, spilling coffee, or the series of events leading up to it, talking on the phone, getting up in the mornings and facing the day ahead, receiving a compliment. It makes people with depression feel awkward, or it makes some people with depression feel awkward. Birthdays or holidays, having a good time with people that you love. Depression hits them hard after. Loud noises, skipping work or school to see the doctor. Overwhelming events or experiences, weddings and anniversaries, exams, loss of income, financial difficulties, losing a loved one, being around overly cheerful people, the void of unfulfilled hopes and dreams because of their illness, a second or third health condition, difficult life transitions, heartbreak or intimacy issues, rejection, rumination, and ongoing stress, alcohol abuse, sleep issues. Okay? So, I'm just speaking for myself personally. Certain songs, back when I had my first counselor in 2009, I told him something about I listened to a lot of love songs. I don't know what I said next, but I remember him telling me that sounds like you're just making yourself suffer more because of the love songs that you listen to. Okay, and I thought it was absolutely imperative. This is back when I was younger. I thought it was absolutely imperative, critical, that I have a girlfriend, okay? I thought it was the one thing that would make me happy, okay? And fortunately for me, other people, you get older. And once you get older, you gain a little more wisdom, okay? It wasn't that important at that particular time in my life, because I was around 21, 22, and I was just stressing so much over the fact that I did not have a girlfriend, okay? And there were certain songs, love songs, that I couldn't stop listening to. And like I said, I don't remember what I said, but my counselor said, sounds like you're just making yourself suffer more. So, crowds. I would say crowds are really not a depression trigger for me. I would say it's more of a anxiety, it's an anxiety / sensory overload trigger. Again, I used to be out there at FedEx. I worked nights, and that was a worldwide hub. Thousands of people worked out there. And after a while, I couldn't tolerate being around thousands of people because it just gave me sensory overload. Gave me anxiety to the point where I was damn near scared to come in to work every night. That's how bad my anxiety, that's how much sensory overload, that's how much sensory overload slash anxiety got. That's how bad it got. Seeing people hug or kiss, that is a slight trigger. I would say that's a slight high trigger for me. I do miss holding hands with a woman. I do miss hugging, kissing. No, that's something that I pray for. Okay, that's something that I pray for. So I would say that's a slight trigger, a real slight trigger for me. Getting up in the mornings and facing the day ahead. How many times have you been in there? You get up in the morning and you're already thinking about you get up at 3 a.m. in the morning and you're already thinking about 9:30 a.m. in the morning and what you have to deal with. I used to think like this when I got up in the mornings, or sometimes I still do. When I get up in the mornings, my mind would immediately jump to 2 o'clock in the day. And what I try to do to counter that is when I get up, one of the very first things I do is pray. Okay. And one of the other things that I try to do is get some positive thoughts. Think about some positive things before I even get to moving. Because it does take me a few minutes to get it going. Okay. No, I do have to sit up and sit there for about 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. To get it going. And so I pray and I try to, and I think about some positive things, and I just try to stay in the moment and realize that, hey, you're not at work right now. You're at home. You're still at home right now, and you just got up. Okay. So, one task at a time. Okay. Receiving a compliment, it makes some people with depression feel awkward. Okay. Now, I remember the first time. This was back in 2010 or 2011. Can't remember. It was around that time though. The first time a woman told me that I have a very pretty smile. Okay, that's what she said. She told me that I had a very pretty smile. And this is back when I was in the depths of depression, down in the dumps. And I was at work, ironically, when she told me this. Okay. She said, hey, you have a real pretty smile on you. I said, thank you. Thank you. But it just felt weird. You know what I'm saying? Felt awkward. Because Nobody had ever complimented me. I can't remember anybody complimenting me on anything. Okay. I can't remember nobody complimenting me on anything. And that was just so awkward and weird that I didn't know how to respond to it. I said thank you. Again, I said thank you, but it was like a empty. It was like a empty, awkward feeling of like, okay. That's what it was like. Okay. Now, fast forward years later. Women are often telling me more often how much they like my smile. Okay. So it was awkward back then. It's not awkward now. Okay. It's not awkward now. Okay. So, let's see. Loss of income, financial issues. I've been in there. Anybody who has watched my channel got scammed out of thousands of dollars. Not going to talk about all that. And not only did it trigger my depression, it actually triggered suicidal ideation as well. And suicidal thoughts. And so for some people, not only can it be a depression trigger, but it can also be a suicidal trigger as well. Suicidal ideation, suicidal thoughts. Losing a loved one, never easy. Never easy. More often than not, that always triggers. There's always going to be depression whenever you lose a loved one. Rejection, rumination, and ongoing stress. I respond to rejection in a interesting way. Okay. If I got rejected when I was younger, if I got rejected, I would be depressed. But then after being depressed for a few minutes, my mind always went to a default thought, which was sports. My mind always defaulted to sports. Okay. I'd be depressed for a few minutes, and then my mind would just default to sports. I would just immediately start thinking about sports. And I guess you can say that's the way I've always, it's always been. How do I handle rejection? Sports. Think about how sports. It may be weird, but people have their ways of dealing with it. Sleep issues. Yeah. I've had my fair share of sleep issues. There are times where I've slept 1 hour. There are times where I've slept 4 hours. You have sleepless nights. Everybody has sleepless nights. And, especially for people who deal with depression, especially for people who deal with oppression. You can not sleep at all, or you can sleep too much. Okay. And it can be a survival strategy as well. It can be a survival strategy as well when you're dealing with the oppression. It's the only time that it makes you feel safe. Okay? It's the only thing that makes you feel safe. You think and feel nothing. It gives you a break from your suffering. Sleep. It can. One of the reasons why. Reason someone sleep a lot. Life can feel like the nightmare that you want to escape from. Okay. You're mentally, emotionally, spiritually exhausted. It stops you from relieving trauma. It's the in-between of not wanting to live and not wanting to die. And as I just mentioned, it's the only time you feel safe. So yeah. All right. That's it for the Sean Farrell podcast. I am Sean Farrell. I am out of here.